686, Cat Attack. 8, Pony. 90, Jakey. Y 93, Sandrine. Y los entrenadores de Baja son Maja, Icebox, Wincabrona, y Spicy Icy.
You don't get to the final game without some big wins over the course of the weekend. Both of these teams taken home 2 wins so far. Arizona with a lot bigger point spread, though, so Baja with some closer wins over Team Montana and the Rocket Queens coming out of Angels City. But we're lining up for jam number 1. About to get underway with the gold medal matchup.
Y tenemos ya nuestros primeros jammers. Estamos empezando con Soccer Blue para Arizona y Hannibal para Baja. Soccer Blue ha salido primero, tiene lead. Con 1 para pasar, Sherman estaba ahí para parar a Hannibal, pero Hannibal ha salido del pack. Entonces, Soccer Blue para buscar unos puntos y terminar el jam. 1 punto para Arizona. So very quick on that trek. Like both jammers got out pretty quickly. Nice job by Baja to contain Arizona to 1 point.
Number 24 for Arizona, I'm a blow by you, logging the first penalty of the game for the All-Stars as we line up for number 2. Oh, well, let's take a break first.
Yeah, why not? Hey, an official timeout is a perfect time to shout out our officials for this game. We have Bill of Fights, Nerdy Little Secret, Toxic Narcotic, Danger Muffin, Camila Sunrise, Kit Ruff, Too Legit to Quit. Hey, sorry, Bubba Threat, and 9-Inch Wheels.
And on skates this afternoon, Carmen Dragon, Code Adam, Lemon Stinger, Mr. Fox, Adam Smasher, Adam Splitter, Hate Bit, and Category. Big thanks to our officials. They've been working hard all weekend, skating every single jam.
And hopefully staying hydrated, because it's hot out here, folks.
Okay, first blood to Arizona, that singular point. I'm a blow by you stuck in the penalty box for Arizona as we get underway with jam number 2. Sister Amaz taking on Gail Satan. Such an impressive jammer for Baja. Sister Amaz, we got to see at the World Cup skating for Team Mexico. And it's lead jammer status going to Baja. As Gail Satan hung up on the defense, has to recycle to the outside, and a nice drawback there by Baja's defender. 2 up at the front, trying to contain Sister Amaz. And Sister Amaz makes it through. 4 points going up for Baja, and a lead change.
Lead change. It's a lead change.
Pack a little spread out here, and we've got 2 in the box for Arizona. Light pack.
Oof. And we've got 2 in the box for Baja as well. 1, the pivot is standing, so won't be in there too much longer, but this is like a
micro pack, right?
Yeah.
That's what we used to
2
call it. 2
micro packs, you're right.
A lot of room out there. It's going to be hard to keep that pack together, though, and with so few blockers out there.
Yeah, so it's going to be who gets off that line quicker. I'm so curious. Both teams have very speedy jammers. So hemos empezado. Soccer Blue tiene la estrella para Arizona, AK para Baja, y los bloqueadores han bajado allí al Night Owl Jam Line, y es Soccer Blue saliendo primero. Los blockers allí siguen parando a AK. AK tiene la estrella en su mano, pero Sherman ha dejado a AK que no se puede salir. Soccer Blue ya ha pasado para 4 puntos. Ahora no hay nadie en el Lookout Publications caja de penales. Soccer Blue con 4 más. Vamos a ver otro lead change. It's a lead change.
It's our second one. We're starting to tally them up.
Yeah, we're good. I know our producer Cakes is keeping track of that.
Oh,
that
Cakes
is one
is
of
on
the
it.
things that she is always on.
Cakes is baking up the stats over there for us.
Yeah, Cakes va a decirnos quién tiene más cambios de lead.
Star pass for Baja.
Kilby Mame ahora está pasando con la estrella, y con ese Soccer Blue dice que ya vamos a parar esa jam a ver cuántos puntos tiene pinta que son 12 puntos para Arizona en jam número 3, so a big 12-point jam for Arizona.
Answering back for that 8 points Baja put up in jam number 2. We've been back and forth on the lead jammer calls, back and forth on the scoring so far. Lining up for jam number 4, it's Baja's turn.
And this is exactly what we would expect from the 1 and 2 seeds here in this tournament.
Exactly right. Super tactical out there. We've got West Coast Mafia taking on Sandrine. Washing machine action as we go into corner 1. Arizona's defense got a tripod set up at the top of the pack trying to contain Sandrine. We've got a forearm sending a defender for Baja to the penalty box as Arizona 1 to beat at the top of the pack. West Coast Mafia picking up lead for Arizona. Little jammer on jammer action there at the back of the pack. Sandrine still working on the initial trip for Baja as West Coast Mafia is in for points right now. A nice patient style on West Coast Mafia. Likes to look for the offense from teammates out there. Completing the 4-point pass for Arizona. As Sandrine getting worked over by Arizona's defenders. Another great run back. That's number 88 with the takeout, Ms. Murder.
Oof. A penalty going to Sandrine.
That was a track cut, sending Baja's jammer to the Lookout Publications penalty box. We're going to be starting out jam number 5 with a Brick Road Coffee Power Jam. And only 2 defenders out there for Arizona. No, 3, okay. To play some offense on the power start.
And that's Hella Naughty taking the star for Arizona Roller Derby to start this power jam. Naughty saliendo de la línea de jam de Brick Road Coffee, empujando una ayuda de Aima para mover a los bloqueadores de Baja. Pero han regresado. Ese de Pony con Almeida.
Pony was just everywhere in front of the jammer.
Y así se hace Pony, que se mueve para todos lados. Está casi pegado al jammer. Nari ha regresado, está buscando sus puntos. Sandrine ha salido de la caja de penales, está en la pista y era empujado para afuera por Cherry y reciclado por Sherman ahí con Aima.
Star pass for Baja.
Kill V Mame, ahora está el jammer para Baja. Y Naughty está en la caja de penales, entonces eso es otro Power Jam. Power Jam. Jam de poder.
Arizona picks up speed as Kilby Main pivot turn jammer for Baja approaches the back of the pack.
Y Kilby Mame intentando de salir del pack, pero eso es Cherry Kiss parando a Kilby Mame, pero había tanto espacio que tenía que salir del pack, so Kilby Mame está regresando para buscar los puntos, o buscar más puntos, ya tiene 4. Nari está en la pista de nuevo, pero ese grupo de Pony con ¿quién es? Pony
Wow.
con Almeida y sí, eso era Sandrine ayudando con el blocking. Y ya ha terminado el jam. Is that, yeah, 4-8 a favor de Baja, 16 puntos para Baja, 25 para Arizona. So a very physical jam.
Bodies hitting the floor in that one. 25 for Arizona right now, 16 points for Baja. That was 4-8 on the jam. Under 22 minutes left to go in the half. And we've got Princess Leia with the star for Arizona taking on Hannibal for Baja. Arizona getting pushed up to the top of the pack on their defense as Hannibal muscling through. I see a forearm sending a defender for Arizona to the penalty box. That's going to be a lead jammer call for Baja. That's their second of the game so far. Wow, huge hit in the pack by number 7, Skatey Katie, taken out. Hannibal, the long recycle for both jammers right now. Light on defense out there for Arizona. 2 standing in the penalty box for the All-Stars. 1 in the box for Baja right now. So a 0-4 jam in favor of Baja on that last one. They're closing the gap. Arizona at 25, Baja at 20. Yeah, Chai in the chat says you can hear the crowd. You certainly can.
Absolutely. And they liked that.
As if on cue. We love the support in the house. It's great for the skaters to feel the love out there.
Yeah, y cada vez que hay un juego de Baja, siempre escuchamos los fanáticos diciendo Baja o up, Baja, arriba, arriba. Todo el mundo ama a Baja. Nosotros igualmente, y estamos viendo a Sista Amas con la trepa baja, pero es Soccer Blue que ha salido primero, tiene el lead. Sista ha pasado la estrella a Jakey. Jakey regresa, pero es Soccer Blue que sacó 4 puntos y después de eso se terminó el jam. Entonces 4-0. So excellent job with that star pass by Baja, really containing Arizona in jam number 7.
It's been back and forth as we are lining up for jam number 8. Right now, your penalty totals, Arizona with 10, Baja with 6. We've got Gail Satan with the star for Arizona, taking on AK for Baja. Baja's jammer running a blocker back. As Gail Satan pushing at the top of the pack, getting lead jammer status for the Arizona All-Stars. Going to try to open up an even bigger lead between these two teams. Baja loses their pivot to the penalty box. As AK fighting with that tough tripod at the top of the pack. Such good defense and pack work out of Arizona this weekend. Gail Satan makes it by 4 points for Arizona. No, just 3 points. No earned pass. Oh, huge hit at the back of the pack. That was number 60 with the takeout, Black Diamond. Wow, just 2 defenders out there for Baja, but doing great work. All right, pivot for Baja makes it out of the box at the end of that jam. So just 1 stuck in there for the next jam as we line up.
Yeah, and our Lookout Publications penalty box is seeing a lot of action because every hit gets called and every story gets told. Lookout is Arizona's LGBTQ+ newsroom, and this weekend they own that penalty box. Find them at lookoutnews.org.
Baja really relying on the star pass in this game so far. They've already done it 3 times to limit the bleeding.
Y muy bien hecho Baja con los pasos de la estrella. Vamos a ver si hacen otra ahora que Soccer Blue ha salido del pack. Y Soccer Blue tiene lead 100%. So cada vez que Soccer Blue tiene la estrella ha salido con lead. Soccer Blue at 100% lead jammer status here in jam number 9. Ya han pasado la estrella. Jakey ahora es el jammer para Baja. Jakey está intentando de salir del pack, pero llegó a una pared fuerte allí del knockout con I'm a Blow Baja.
Punishing hits.
Soccer Blue intentando de salir, pero se paró por la fuerza de Kill V Mame con Koshu.
Pack really stretched out through the straightaway right now. Just 2 to beat at the front for Jakey, pivot turn jammer in this jam. Oh, and a nice run back by number 95, Lightning the Queen, taking out Baja's pivot turn jammer, running all the way back into corner 3.
Y Soccer Blues sigue intentando de salir de esa pack y se abrió un espacio por la fuerza de Sherman. Entonces ahora Soccer Blue con 4 puntos más ha llegado a 8. Jakey siga con su fuerza para salir en el primer paso. Y ya ha salido del pack. Se cayó, pero todo bien, está de pie otra vez a un penal para the knockout. Entonces vamos a empezar el próximo jam con 2 bloqueadores de Arizona en la caja de penales. Hay una parada de tiempo, so a timeout going to Baja after that 9-point jam in favor of Arizona.
Arizona racking up some penalties in addition to all those points. So right now the team total is 13 penalties with about half of the first period elapsed. That's a goodly number tallied up at this stage of the game. Baja with just 8 team penalties. And in the jammer rotation, it looks like Arizona's All-Stars running a 5 jammer rotation up to this point in the game. Baja running a 4 jammer rotation so far. We have, at this tournament, it's something I've noticed. Teams are running bigger jammer rotations in the first period, kind of seeing who's working, what's matching up well against the other team's defense, and then kind of filtering down from there. So Arizona's starting with a 5 jammer rotation so far.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see, is that something that is going to become a new trend in Derby? We see these things happen. You know, they kind of shift with strategy, and other teams will notice that it's working for someone and give it a try themselves, decide they like it. And then the next thing we know, everybody's running 5 jammer rotations in the first half.
And it's nice because I think the jammer core on teams, sometimes you'll have an all-star jammer that sits the bench the entire game. And in a strategy like this, you kind of try everybody out, see who's working on the day, because every day's different, especially for a jammer. So 45-20 is your score right now. A little under 16 minutes left to go in period 1. Arizona dominant on the lead jammer calls. It looks like 7-2 on lead jammer statuses so far in favor of the Arizona All-Stars. And I mentioned before that these are 2 closely ranked teams, but Arizona has that strength factor behind their ranking. The strength factor, the game point average, is what is going to get multiplied for Baja on every point that they score against Arizona. So every point Baja can get is so valuable for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Arizona has the benefit of practicing once or twice a week together. Baja is a little more spread out, so they do not always have their full team together to practice quite as often.
It honestly makes them even more impressive.
Totally. Like, they're an amazing group of skaters. Anytime you get to be at a tournament with Baja, you should definitely go and watch them skate, because you can pick up a lot of tips and just have a lot of fun with the joy and the passion that they play the sport.
Yeah.
Well, Hannibal tiene la estrella para Baja. West Coast Mafia para Arizona. West Coast estaba empujado para adentro y tiene que reciclar. Y mira el Hannibal que tiene lead. Y todo el mundo diciendo arriba, up, Baja. Skatey Katie ha recibido la estrella. Entonces hemos tenido un cambio de jammer para Arizona. So, un jam muy rápido, pero suficiente tiempo para que Baja se ganó 4 puntos. Entonces estamos en 45 para Arizona y 24 para Baja.
And as this is the last game of Cactus Cup 2026, get your stickers for the tournament while they last. They're available on the floor. And this is the last game to do it, so make sure you go home with a Cactus Cup sticker this year. Out to jam in number 11. Princess Leia has the star for Arizona, taking on AK for Baja. AK gets run back by Arizona's defense as Leia pushing at the top wall. Baja so great with the water falling, but Slaya finds a line straight through the defense. Lead jammer going to Arizona roller derby.
Big hit there by Sherman to slow down AK, joined by Ima.
Baja losing a defender to the penalty box for a multiplayer block. So just one defender out there for Baja right now. So power jam now for Baja, as Princess Leia is in the box for a track cut. Reinforcements coming in from the penalty box right now. As AK looking for that line, waiting for the offense, so patient. Arizona's track coverage, though, so impressive. The defense out there, incredible. Anchored at the top of the pack by Sherman. And Princess Leia back in from the box, engaging with the defense for Baja. Takes a hit at the top of the pack, sat down on the outside line, and a long recycle. Both jammers just hung up. This defense is incredible. Oof. And the jam is timing out. Man. Wow. So sitting on some points there. Both jammers had 4 points, but they were in the washing machine.
Yeah, those were some hard-earned points. 4 points each. Takes that score 49 to Arizona, 28 to Baja.
We're even on the penalty count right now, 14 to 14. And one player on Baja in some trouble. That's number 6, Kilby Mame, sitting on 4 penalties with 12.5 minutes left to go in period 1.
Sista Amas tiene la estrella pa Baja. Helen Nadi pa Arizona. Y estamos regresando y regresando y regresando.
I think we're trying to spring those Baja blockers out of the penalty box.
Y ahora es como empujaron el botón que dice va y se fueron. Y ya se va, se fue. Sista Amas. Sista tiene lead, ha regresado rápidamente al pack y era parado allí. Creo que eso es Mimi Mahler.
Skatey Katie in receipt of the star for the Arizona All-Stars, trying to find a way through on the initial trip, does spin around the outside. Clear and eligible to score now for Arizona.
Y con eso termina el jam. 4 puntos para Baja. I feel like I want to go back and watch that one again. I wish we had instant replay.
You know what I need? I need slow-mo. I need this game in slow-mo because things are happening real fast. 11 minutes left to go in period 1. Arizona 49, Baja 32. They picked up 4 unanswered points in that last jam, and we are lined up for jam number 13 right now. We've got Soccer Blue taking on Sandrine. A nice push at the top wall gets Soccer Blue out of the pack with lead jammer status for Arizona. As Sandrine stuck on a back wall. Star comes off for Baja. They are definitely relying on that star pass. As Soccer Blue in for points right now. No pack is called. And that's going to let Soccer Blue through. 4 more points going up for Arizona. As Jakey now with the star. Pivot turn jammer for Baja in this jam. Wow, just bodies hitting the floor in this one, Bonita. Every single jam, they're topping the physicality. Jakey with the line on the outside, gets through, eligible to score for Baja. That's going to put some pressure on. And Soccer Blue calls off the jam. I think that's going to be 8-0 in favor of Arizona, 57-32, under 10 minutes left to go.
Yeah, Arizona pausing just a little bit, allowing that clock to run out to get one of their 2 blockers out of that penalty box. So they're still going to start with a slight pack advantage to Baja here in jam number 14. Come for the pizza, stay for the fun. Night Owl Pizza and Drinks. Kick back on our spacious patio while the weather's prime. Open daily at 11, roll until midnight on weeknights and 1 a.m. at Friday and Saturday. That's where our after party is tonight if you're here. Go to Night Owl. And hot off the Night Owl Jam line, Gail Satan y Hannibal se van para buscar su oportunidad de ganar puntos. Y es Satan que ya ha salido, pero después de un paso de la estrella, Oogie Boogie está jammer para Baja. Satan entrando al pack intentando de ganar puntos. El pack está moviendo muy rápido y se terminó el jam. A ver, creo que son 2 puntos para Arizona y 0 para Baja. 59-32. Todavía se quedan como 8 minutos, un poco más de 8 minutos aquí en la primera mitad del juego.
We've had a lot of scoreless jams in the game so far as well. Arizona's had 4 scoreless jams. Baja has had 8 scoreless jams.
Wow.
So defense doing a great job out there. 8 minutes left to go in period 1. We've got West Coast Mafia with the star for Arizona taking on AK for Baja. And a quick lead jammer call up the inside line for West Coast Mafia. And a star pass for Baja. So quick with that strategy.
Yeah, well executed.
We've got Kilby Mame with the star now for Baja as West Coast Mafia in for points, battling that tripod at the top of the pack. Almost out of play, drops another bridge, but a knock to the inside is going to force a recycle on West Coast Mafia, slow down the progress of the Arizona All-Stars. No pack is called. West Coast Mafia still being blocked at the top of the pack. Nice defense out there. West Coast Mafia, not an easy jammer to contain. All right, bridged out a little bit too far there. West Coast Mafia is free with points for Arizona All-Stars. Kilby Mame, pivot turn jammer in this jam for Baja. Still working on that tripod. I'm a blow by you. Sure, man. Handling Baja's jammer. Nice offense from the Arizona squad. That's number 95, Lightning the Queen, making a difference out there for West Coast Mafia. 8 points on the jam so far, unanswered. All right, and Kilby Mame, pivot turn jammer for Baja, makes it out of the pack as West Coast Mafia coming in for points. Third scoring trip of jam number 15 for Arizona. Ooh, 1 additional point picked up and the jam gets called.
Man, that was almost a full 2-minute jam by choice. I mean, doing it to yourself.
Want to thank one of our event sponsors, Thread, Sweats, and Tears, more than jersey, more than merch, built for community. This is Thread, Sweat, and Tears, where culture, performance, and community are stitched together.
Thread, Sweat, and Tears by our own Derby fam friend, Murda. Princess Leia tiene la estrella para Arizona, Sista Amas para Baja y Sista está intentando de salir al frente del pack, pero esos grupos de bloqueadores de Arizona está empujando para afuera. Ahora el pack está muy larga y había un espacio adentro y con eso se fue Princess Leia. Leia tiene lead, pero Sista también ha salido del pack. So, ahora vamos a ver qué pasa. Hay 2 bloqueadores de Baja en la caja. Y Slayer se terminó el jam. Un bloqueador de Baja se fue, pero todavía se queda una allí en the Lockout Publications caja de penales. 73-32 is your score with just about 5 minutes left in the first half.
Something I'm noticing out there, Bonita, is that Baja has a very dangerous jammer in Sister Almaz, and that jammer is being neutralized very effectively in this game. Arizona able to limit the damage.
Absolutely. Soccer Blue ya tiene lead. So salió, pero era absorbado para el pack. Y ahora está afuera. Sandrine tiene la estrella, pues tenía la estrella. Ahora es Cat Attack. Sí, Cat Attack. Tiene la estrella para Baja. Uf. Man, toda esa fuerza que están llegando al pack, unos se caen y otros no, pero todos siguen con la batalla. Un penal a cat attack.
So that's a power jam now for Soccer Blue. Arizona with lead jammer status in this power jam.
Soccer Blue regresando para buscar los puntos. Una ayuda de Sherman y se terminó el jam. A ver, 4 puntos más. 8 en total para Soccer Blue y Arizona en jam número 17.
So I was mentioning the neutralization of Sista Amaz in this game so far by Arizona's defense. Only 12 points out of Baja's 32. Usually a jammer that is responsible for the majority of points put up by that squad. So great job by Arizona's defense so far. Penalty count right now 18-20 with Baja on top of that count now.
Yeah, a bit of a switch from earlier in the game.
We've got Cat Attack stuck in the box at the start of this one. So Gail Satan taking the star on the power start for Arizona. Multiplayer sending someone to the penalty box as Gail Satan makes it out of the pack for lead jammer status on the power start. Nice duck to try to make it around Goldie Knox. Doesn't quite make it. Goldie Knox connects in a big way on the outside line, sending Cat Attack to the floor. Gail Satan hopping through the apex. Makes it around for points. That is 8 so far on the jam for the Arizona All-Stars, opening up that lead even further. More multiplayers being assessed in the pack right now as Cat Attack knocked to the inside line. Gail Satan, one to beat at the top of the pack and does it. Third scoring trip is complete for the Arizona All-Stars. Cat Attack just getting handled by Arizona's defense right now. And a star pass in progress for Baja. That's Oogie Boogie taking over jamming duties. Oh, huge hit. Number 44 with the takeout. That is Cherry Kiss, giving the derby kisses out this afternoon. We've got a minute and a half left to go, though. We're going to stop the clock for an official timeout. 16-point jam for Arizona in that last one, unanswered by Baja.
Brick Road Coffee was built to be a welcoming space where everyone can show up exactly as they are and feel like they belong. From drag brunches and community meetups to chill co-working and comfy creative space, Brick Road is a home base for connection, kindness, and community. Serving great coffee while building community brick by brick. And our producer, Cakes, made a stop by Brick Road Coffee this morning and said it was so good. And Rolene told me that it's super cute atmosphere. Delicious drinks. So if you are in the area now or ever, check them out. Brick Road Coffee.
So we've got one in the Lookout Publications penalty box for both of these two teams to start out jam number 18 when we get back underway. And I'll just remind you of our score prediction for this game. It was 190 to 110. So Arizona's on track for that. Baja got a little catching up to do.
Yeah, and you know, they can do it. That halftime for some of these teams, we've seen it this weekend. Like, we see a score and maybe a team isn't playing quite the way that we've seen them the rest of the weekend. They go to halftime and they come back out and they're refreshed.
Yeah, the chance to talk about jam starts at halftime is so valuable because that lead jammer call is so essential in the modern roller derby game, and you got to get it or else it's going to be a star pass every time. And you can limit the damage that way, but you can't usually score points that way. So Baja has to make some adjustments at the jam start to get more points on the board against the more highly ranked Arizona All-Stars.
So officials were talking about something. Looks like maybe there was a penalty on Satan at the end of the jam as we see her go to that penalty box. Oh, a cut track. So it's going to be a power jam here for Baja in jam number 19.
Good opportunity for them as the period clock is winding down on period 1. Arizona was ready to go there. Next whistle starts the jam, friends.
We're just so excited. We're so happy to play the derbs. Ready to go.
Okay, jam number 19 underway. Gail Satan in the box right now. So Hannibal with the star for Baja. Looking patient out there, getting some help from teammates on this initial trip through the pack. Number 8, Pony on the offense. No pack is called. Hannibal gonna get out with lead jammer status for Baja on the power start. And that's breaking a 6 lead jammer streak for Arizona. Baja in control of jam number 19. As Gail Satan out of the penalty box, engaging with the defense at the top of the pack on the initial trip through the pack. Eligible to score now as Hannibal in on a scoring run for Baja. Gonna call the jam wisely from the inside. Probably sitting on some points. Yeah, 4 points go up for Baja on that power start, but nice job to Arizona. Defense holding it down.
Yeah, that was a good penalty kill, and Gail Satan able to come out of that Lookout Publications penalty box and get out of the pack pretty quickly.
Speaking of penalties, we're stacking them, Bonita. 21 for Arizona, 23 for Baja.
And there it is.
Ooh, did that go fast or what?
I don't understand. I thought that half was 30 minutes long. There's no way that was 30 minutes.
We back to 20 minutes? I don't know. Okay, well, stay tuned. We're going to tally up some stats for you. There was a lot to unpack in that first period, so stick with us. We're going to bring you the second half of the gold medal game here at Cactus Cup 2026. We'll be back in about 12 minutes.
They call it a sport, but we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, everybody. We've got you covered.
Hi folks, Tui Lion here, and I'm here to ask you if your helmet is cooked. Whether you're on the derby track or at the skate park, your helmet has one job: to protect you. So let's check out your helmet together and find out if it's still doing its job. Look for the following signs to determine if the EPS foam in your helmet has deteriorated. 1. Physical cracks or deformations. 2. Soft spots. 3. Discoloration. 4. Separation from the shell. 5. Age. Helmets should be replaced every 3 years depending upon usage, even if they appear to be in good condition. 6. Unusual odors. Let's move on to the outer shell and consider your previous impacts. If the helmet has been involved in a significant impact, the EPS foam could be compromised even if no visible damage is apparent. If the strap adjusters, clip, or straps are compromised, your helmet placement might be compromised if you take a fall. Last but not least, if your helmet doesn't fit you properly, it's not going to do its job when you need it most. Your helmet should sit about 1 finger width above your eyebrows and stay put when you're moving around or shaking your head. Visit 888.com to find out about our cutting-edge helmet technology and designs. The most certifications, the latest technology, the best fit. We've got you covered.
Hello, everyone.
The right helmet is super important to me because I'm a big fan of my brain and I want to protect it.
I'm gonna plug in the new deep cover helmet because it's amazing. That's the one helmet that I feel like I can adjust like perfectly and then I don't have to worry about it.
Your head, your noggin, it's your life. When I play, if I am thinking about the game and not thinking about what I'm wearing, I am on fire.
Our heads are so important, so I think it's really important to have a helmet that fits you. It just feels like nothing's on my head. I feel protected. It's definitely a great helmet. It feels like it was made for me.
This fits my head. I feel really safe in this. I can adjust it on the fly. It also comes in a lot of cool colors.
It feels very snug. I don't know, it's not like a tight helmet, it's like it really like a hug that just has so many fitting arrangements, like it changes everything.
It landed where it needed to land. It protected me at the back of my skull. I just never felt more safe than I did with the deep cover.
The smaller shell size means that my head is not 12 times bigger than it should be. It feels snug, it feels safe. When I tried it on, I was like, this is the greatest helmet of all time. I'm never taking it off.
I think Triple Eight is doing an awesome job listening to the skaters.
They're listening to the athletes and they're listening to the things that make us feel safe.
Hello, hello, welcome back. Hola y bienvenidos. Vamos a empezar la segunda mitad de ese juego intenso entre el equipo de Arizona All-Stars y Baja.
Our lovely producer, Cakes, has tallied up some scoring information. Arizona, of course, on top of the scoreboard right now. Your top scoring jammer for the Arizona All-Stars, Soccer Blue, with 42 points.
Top scorers for Baja are Hannibal and Sista Amas, both with 12 points each. And then off of star passes, we have a total of 12 points for our Baja fam.
Interesting. So star passes equaling the top scoring jammers for Baja.
Yeah, they've been very successful, though, with those star passes, getting the jammers out and slowing it down the scoring in those jams.
There have been 9 star passes for the Baja squad during this game, 2 star passes so far for Arizona. Arizona's really been on top with the lead jammer calls, 9 lead jammer calls in the first period, Baja only picking up 4. Both teams have given up power jams, though, 2 for Arizona given up and 3 for Baja jammers headed to the Lookout Publication penalty box. And Arizona just a lot more successful with the multi-pass jams.
Pretty even on the penalties, 21 for Arizona, 23 for Baja. Nobody really in any penalty trouble. It looks like Lightning the Queen has 4 for Arizona and a couple on Baja that have 4. Looking at Koshu and Kilvi Mame.
It's such a physical first half. No official reviews called in the first period. Baja has used 2 of their team timeouts so far. Arizona, not a single stoppage of play logged. So Soccer Blue, your top scorer for Arizona, out to start period 2 up against Hannibal for Baja. Lead jammer has been acquired for Arizona All-Stars, adding to that tally. Oh no, but it's a forearm. So lead was acquired and lost. We'll see if it's still open maybe. But your jammer for Arizona, Soccer Blue, headed to the Lookout Publications penalty box. Hannibal with a chance here to close the score gap.
Man, but Mimi Mahler along with Cherry Kiss and Goldie Knox going to do all they can to keep Hannibal from making any progress.
Great bridging by Arizona. But Hannibal making it through for Baja, eligible to score now. Looking for what Baja does on offense, sending up the pivot to break up that tripod. Multiplayer block is going to send an Arizona defender to the Lookout Publications penalty box as a takeout once again by number 22, Mimi Mahler on the defense for Arizona. Soccer Blue out of the Brick Road Coffee Power Jam and into the pack right now, looking for the initial trip for Arizona. Well, the initial trip was completed actually before the penalty, so we may be looking at points here for Arizona. Such a grind out there. Things have come to a stop in corner 3. No pack is called. Long run back on Soccer Blue on the inside line by Baja's defense. Jammers just stuck on these blocking formations.
Yeah, nice hit out there by Cat Attack and the recycle by Soccer Blue.
Track cut. See who that's going to. I think that's number 12, Soccer Blue, headed to the penalty box. Let's see. No. Yes. A track cut was called at the end of that jam. Let's see who it was on. One Arizona blocker in the Lookout penalty. Lookout Publications penalty box. We're underway with jam number 2 for the second period. Sister Amas up against Gail Satan.
Y el cista que ha salido primero tiene lead. Oh no, se recibió un penal, se va a la caja por cortando la pista y es Gail Satan que ha salido primero, tiene lead para Arizona. Gail Satan intentando de pasar, había espacio por adentro con la ayuda de Lightning the Queen.
Great offense out there from the Arizona blocking contingent.
Cherry Kiss intentando de separar los blockers de Baja. Y ahora Satan ha regresado. Unas palabras fuertes de Sherman diciendo que deben hacer y ya se pasa Satan. Sista Amas saliendo otra vez. Se regresó de la caja de penales y llegando para buscar puntos, pero en ese mismo momento Satan dice que ya suficiente, vamos a terminar. 10 puntos para Arizona han subido. Los puntos están con 107 a 40 para abajo.
That was the first penalty for Sista Amas in this game, the first track cut logged. A couple of other players, though, in a bit of trouble. Number 44, Cherry Kiss for Arizona, sitting on 5 penalties right now, along with Lightning the Queen. 2 important defenders for Arizona. As we're underway with jam number 3 in the second period, Soccer Blue with the star for Arizona gets lead jammer status, flying out of the top of the pack, up against AK for Baja, trying to deal with Skatey Katie.
Yeah, that was a beautiful chase down by Skatey Katie, allowing time for the rest of the blockers to roll up around AK.
Soccer Blue is in the pack right now for points. AK still working on the initial trip for Baja. Nice run back by Arizona defenders. So good at getting the jammer out of bounds and at capitalizing on that advantage. No pack is called once again. A lot of pack definition play going on as a strategy in this game as Soccer Blue picks up 8 points already on the jam. AK with the star stash, looking for that line. Another thing I noticed from Arizona, and I noticed it in their game yesterday as well, they really work on the pivot. When the star gets stashed, they try to isolate the pivot, separate the jammer and the pivot, and not allow that star pass to happen. But in the meantime, a track cut sending Arizona's jammer, Soccer Blue, to the Lookout Publications penalty box. Power jam now for Cat Attack, your pivot turn jammer for Baja. Eligible to score now, coming around for the first scoring trip of the Power Jam for Baja. Knocked down on the outside line, and one of those long run backs once again by number 95, Lightning the Queen. Just stealing those seconds from the Power Jam. Cat Attack pulled all the way into corner 4, just one to beat at the top. There are going to be points there. Cat Attack was working on a scoring trip that entire time, so 4 points is the pickup on the Power Jam for Baja. Arizona, though, on top with that one. 12 points on the jam. Your score right now, Arizona 119, Baja 44.
Rude Chicks roller derby clothing for the whole family. All skate, no hate since 2008. We got a timeout of the official variety.
Stripey timeout. Good opportunity to thank one more of our event sponsors, Proof Bread. At Proof, we believe bread is more than food. It's nourishment, connection, memory, and craft. Proof is a rebellion in which old world techniques meet modern community to battle modern day apathy and awaken the human spirit one crumb at a time. Thank you to Proof Bread for sponsoring Cactus Cup 2026.
All right, looks like our officials are officially official. Lots of chatter in the Twitch chat. Thanks everybody for being with us on Twitch. chatting it up, letting us know who you're here for. Lots of folks. I see lots of gold and blue, the colors for Baja, in the chat.
I see some official love there, too. It's Marjoram saying, love to that stinger. Very precise jam reffing. Jam reffing is not an easy job.
Oof.
A lot of counting. Announcers are notoriously bad at that.
Yeah.
So.
And like moving and not, I mean, you got to do a lot at once. Alrighty, ya nos vamos. Soccer Blue tiene la estrella para Arizona, Hannibal para Baja. Es Hannibal arriba. Intento de salir, pero está allí con Aima y Sherman con Razor Cat. Una ayuda de ofensiva para...
Sherman just holding down the defense at the top of the pack.
Yeah, some nice work there also by the knockout. And Soccer Blue ha regresado a la pista.
So a power jam now for Arizona as a high block sends Hannibal to the Lookout Publications penalty box.
So a Brick Road Coffee power jam. Power jam. Jam de poder. A favor de Soccer Blue. Todos los blockers están allí en la pista. And cuando llega Soccer Blue allí, me pareció que era empujado, pero quizás no. Quizás se cayó por su propia fuerza.
I love Arizona's offense. They went so hard into the pack for their jammer, but Baja not able to be broken up on the defense, so they decide to call that jam off and create a power start. As we line up for jam number 5 of the second period, Baja's jammer iced in the penalty box.
Yeah, and that's Hella Naughty rolling out to that Brick Road, or pardon me, Night Owl Jam line wearing the star.
Pivot line start on the power jam. Hella Naughty coming in hot, getting some nice offense from teammates, but Baja so good with the waterfall recycling at the top of the pack. Goldie Knox in the mix trying to help out as Hella Naughty just moving the feet so fast, trying to make it past. And lead jammer status goes to Arizona on the power start. Hannibal back out of the penalty box, knocked to the outside. Quick on the reset though, Arizona has to waterfall to the front. And that is going to be a track cut pulled by Skatey Katie on the Arizona defense. Power jam reversal now as Hannibal heads to the Lookout Publications penalty box. And this will be a 2-minute jam. We've got about 1 minute, 15 seconds left to go. So this will be the third 2-minute jam in the second period. Tough to get through all 2 minutes of this type of game, isn't it, Benita?
Yeah, for real.
It's gonna get painful out there. No pack is called. I'm noticing that Baja really relying on that pack definition strategy during their power jams. And a track cut to Hella Naughty. That's 2 penalties, 1 jam, as Baja gets another opportunity here to close the score. Hannibal looks back at the blockers and says, "Can I get some help, please? This is no joke." So a yield in progress after Skatey Katie gets the knockout at the top of the pack. Hannibal having to work so hard on this power jam for Baja. Finally making it out of the pack. Goldie Knox thinks better of that last line of defense at the top of the pack. That is the initial trip for Hannibal. Wow. That is your first 0-0 jam for the whole game. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, 19 minutes left to go. This is your gold medal matchup. Number 1 seed Arizona taking on Baja, your number 2 seed in this tournament.
Allie, love you too. Thank you so much for letting us know how to pronounce Jack E's name, right? Did I say it right? Please tell me. Avísame si lo digo bien porque no estábamos seguros cómo decirlo. Pero Jack E, creo.
Jackie. Okay. So your score right now, Arizona 125, Baja 44. Official timeout has stopped the clock. That gives us a second to thank a sponsor. RollerCon, if you love roller skating, you know the magic that happens when roller derby park and roller skaters of all disciplines get together. Join us for RollerCon this year at the Expo Center in Las Vegas. Thank them for their support.
Ya, y vamos a empezar con el próximo jam. Sista tiene la estrella y eso es un Power Jam. Power Jam. Jam de poder. Helenari está en la caja de penales de Lookout Publications y así se fue Sista Amas con lead. Y todo el mundo ama a Jackie y aquí adentro del gimnasio todos están amando a Sista que ha ganado y con ese bajo se fue para abajo de los blockers y los blockers de Arizona están como mira, ¿qué está pasando? Se va, viene, no sé qué y Sista con 8 puntos han pasado la estrella a Sherman.
Okay, there's the sister we know, right?
Right. Yeah, and I mean, Sista rolling through, getting low. Literally went under the blockers of Arizona.
Some jammers like to go over the defenders. Some jammers like to go under the defenders. And I think Sister likes the dip. So 12-point pickup for Baja on that power start. 1 point stolen by Arizona as well. 17 and a half minutes left to go. And we've got West Coast Mafia taking on AK in jam number 7. And it is West Coast Mafia finding a line up the inside. Lead jammer status going to Arizona All-Stars. Baja with the defense set up at the back of the pack, giving themselves as much time as possible to handle West Coast Mafia. Oh, nice stepping over the last defender there for West Coast Mafia. 4 points for Arizona and a star pass in progress to cat attack for Baja. And there is a head block going to number 44 for Arizona. So the result of that jam, 8-0 in favor of Arizona All-Stars. And we've got one in the Lookout Publications penalty box for Arizona, a little pack advantage as we head into jam number 8 for Baja.
Yeah, and we're starting to see some penalty concerns rack up. Cherry is sitting on 6 right now, Lightning with 5.
Both Cherry and Lightning have been difference makers in this game for Arizona, so we'll keep an eye on that. But right now, Princess Leia up against Sandrine in jam number 8.
Yeah, y Princess Leia era empujada para afuera. Está regresando, intentando de salir del pack, mientras allí arriba del pack, Sandrine está adentro de un grupo de blockers con Aima, Blobaya, Colette, Razor, Cat y creo que eso sí es Lightning. Pero es Princess Leia que ha salido primero, tiene lead. Y Sandrine con 1 para pasar. Ay, no, pero se recibió un penal. So tiene que ir a Lookout Publications caja de penales y tenemos un Power Jam. Power Jam. Jam de poder. Leia con 4 más 8 en jam número 8. Pero vamos a ver si gana más. Los blockers de Arizona llegando para abrir un espacio y Leia con una saltita allí adentro, pero se cayó y con eso se terminó el jam. 11 puntos para Arizona en jam número 8.
Baja's jammer standing in the Lookout Publications penalty box. So just a couple of seconds worth of advantage as we line up for jam number 9. Power Jam's pretty even in the second period. We've got 4-4 given up so far. And 4 Power Jams each in the second period is a lot for jam number 9. But here we go, underway. Soccer Blue up against Sandrine. Soccer Blue picks up lead jammer status, spinning around the defense. As Sandrine in from the box, fighting with number 22 at the top of the pack, Mimi Mahler laying the smackdown. Skatey Katie with a hit as well. That is a forearm to Skatey Katie. Soccer Blue working on a scoring trip right now for Arizona All-Stars. 4 points on the pass for Arizona. Pack picking up speed. No pack is called. That's a split. Everything settles down in corner 2 a little bit. Arizona's got defense set up at the top of the pack. The pace of this, Bonita, it's wild.
Man, so fast.
When a game is this fast, you wonder which team is benefiting from this pace of play. Arizona doing pretty well so far. 8 points on the jam. Baja unable to answer so far. What a fight out there. Baja defense has Soccer Blue stopped in corner 2, finds a line around the outside, but the water falling by Baja, incredible. Ooh, pile up in the straightaway. Baja Jammer has the star in hand right now, stashing it, trying to make it out of the pack as Soccer Blue completes another scoring trip. 12 points on the jam so far for the Arizona All-Stars. And the crowd goes wild. These 12 points are not easily earned, Bonita.
No. And Skatey Katie going off to the penalty box. That's 2 penalties in this jam. So a slight advantage to Baja as we start jam number 10.
2 players on the Arizona squad have 6 penalties now. Number 44, Cherry Kiss, and number 95, Lightning the Queen. Over on the Baja side of things, we've got 1 player in some trouble with 6 penalties. Number 6, Kill V Mame. But we're underway with jam number 10. Gail Satan with the star for Arizona up against Hannibal for Baja. Gail Satan getting some help from the teammates out there on the jam start. Picks up lead jammer for Arizona All-Stars. As Hannibal still fighting with Sherman up at the top of the pack. Sherman's so commonly that last line of defense for Arizona. Super impressive blocker out there. Gail Satan getting knocked to the outside. Gonna try to get some of these blockers out of the penalty box, I think, before calling off the jam for Arizona. Baja's defenders just able to get so low, but Gail Satan jukes around the outside line, completes a scoring trip for Arizona. So Baja able to put 4 points up on that jam. And a timeout charged to the Baja bench. That'll give me a chance to say thank you to another one of our sponsors this weekend, Changing Hands Bookstore. I think they had a gift in the raffle, right?
They did,
so
yes.
Thank them for supporting the raffle and also supporting the tournament. They operate as a community-focused independent hub here in Arizona since 1974, aiming to connect people through books, ideas, and events while fostering a welcoming, socially responsible space. Thank you to Changing Hands Bookstore.
Man, 35 penalties in this game for Baja, 40 for Arizona. That is 75 total penalties in this
Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. So taking a look at some of the other amazing stats we have going on here from Cakes. We've had only 3 star passes this half, 1 by Arizona, 2 by Baja. Still even on the power jams, giving up 4-4. Arizona just so much more successful on the jam starts. They've got lead jammer status. 7 out of the 10 jams so far. We had 1 jam with no lead jammer and 2 lead jammer calls for Baja so far in period 2. So about to take off with jam number 11 coming at you. We've got Helenati with the star for Arizona up against Hannibal, iced in the penalty box right now. So a power jam for Helenati with lead jammer status for Arizona All-Stars. Arizona trying to isolate a player at the back of the pack on the power jam. I've noticed isolation plays coming way more back into fashion on power jams, but Helenati headed to the Lookout Publications penalty box. This is going to be a switch out for the jammers as Hannibal back in, going to be starting on that initial trip for Baja. Easy, sliding up the inside line. Nice waterfalling by Arizona on the defense. Reforms quickly at the top of the pack. Back block is sending number 88 to the penalty box. That's Ms. Murder. We've got no lead jammer in this one, so about a minute left on the jam clock as, no, Hannibal does have lead jammer status. Out of the penalty box, able to pick up lead jammer for Baja on the power jam. Helenati out of the penalty box right now, engaging with the back wall of defense from Baja, getting so low. Trying to keep track of Helenati. But a nice line around the outside gets Helenati out of the pack. That was 4 points for Arizona, as Hannibal still seated in the Lookout Publications penalty box. Baja picks up the pace on the as they see the offense coming up. No pack is quickly called, so a little passive play there by Arizona's defenders. 4 points additional go up for Arizona on this power jam. And it's going to time out there. 4 points were picked up earlier in the jam by Baja's jammer, so those get tallied here at the end. 8-4 on the jam in favor of Arizona. Arizona All-Stars 169, Baja 68, as we approach 8 minutes left to go in our gold medal matchup.
Man, and it has been quite a game so far. Still a lot of time left. Todavía se queda 8 minutos. West Coast Mafia tiene la 3 para Arizona. Sister Amas para Baja. Los dos todavía intentando de salir del pack, pero es Sista que está más arriba. Alguien se recibió un penal y es Sista que se va a la caja de penales de Lookout Publications. Se cortó la pista y West Coast ya está afuera del pack. Muy bien hecho por el lado de Cat Attack y Pony, que se hicieron muy difícil para que sale. West Coast empujado para afuera, pero se regresó a la pista. Quizás el blocker también se fue a la misma vez. Sisto rápidamente del caja de penales y fuera del pack. Pero West Coast se para el jam antes que Sisto puede hacer cualquier cosa. A ver si hay puntos, si hay más puntos para Arizona. Son 5-0 a favor de Arizona. Estamos en 178 con 68 para Baja. Poco de 7 minutos que se quedan en el game. We are getting down to the final minutes. Still 6.5 left.
Underway with jam number 13. Princess Leia has the star for Arizona, pushing at the last line of defense up at the top of the pack. Finds that line. Lead jammer status going to the Arizona All-Stars. AK with a star stash, drops the helmet cover. A pivot picks it up, hands it back to the jammer and takes it back again. So a star pass now for Baja. Oogie Boogie trying to complete the initial trip for Baja as Princess Leia in for a second scoring trip right now. Wow, number 22 on Arizona, Mimi Mahler, just putting the jammer on the floor. Long run back. And this is a power jam now for Arizona. Oogie Boogie went to the box for a high block. So big pack advantage at the start of the next jam. Arizona has a power start and one defender as well in the box for Baja. So a pack advantage on top of that.
We are getting down to it. What a fabulous weekend we've had here in Phoenix, Arizona at Cactus Cup 2026. Oogie Boogie tiene la estrella para Baja, Soccer Blue para Arizona. Oogie Boogie está en la caja de penales, entonces eso es un power jam. Soccer Blue tiene lead después de 15 segundos. Está regresando. Hay un bloqueador de Baja en la caja.
Arizona really playing with the pack definition on this power jam.
Y Aima se va para atrás para que Oogie Boogie tiene que regresar más antes que se puede entrar a la pista. Soccer Blue ahora en un paso de puntos y Oogie Boogie ha salido del pack. Revisando para ver que todavía tiene esa estrella en su casco. Y sí, sí está. Oogie Boogie llegó al pack, estaba empujado por Aima Blow Baja. Reciclado ahora Oogie Boogie intentando otra vez, pero llegó a esa pared fuerte de Sherman y Aima.
Oh, Oogie Boogie.
Un golpe fuerte.
Taking some big hits in this jam. Feeling all of Arizona's strength right now.
Yeah. Man, that was a big hit.
And we have a foul out here, Bonita. Lightning the Queen, picking up 7 penalties in the game. Gonna watch the rest of it from the sidelines. We've got 3.5 minutes left to go. Arizona dominant in this game so far. I mentioned it before, but the scores between these two teams have been all over the place. This is gonna be just a little bit less than Arizona's biggest win over Baja in their head-to-head matchups. The biggest score between the two teams was back in October of 24. And with 3.5 minutes left to go, we're not going to get quite to that spread, but Arizona dominant, showing how strong they are this year. Looking forward to seeing them at the West Region tournament in a couple of months.
Shout out to our sponsors again. 187 Killer Pads, often imitated, never duplicated. Stick with the best. And the Certified Sweat Saver from 888 delivers top-tier safety, unmatched fit, and pro-level protection for derby, vert, and everything in between. Developed, tested, and trusted by the best. Try one for yourself. 888.com.
An official review being taken by Baja right now. Their last stoppage of play in the game.
And is it an official review, or is it a...
Well, there was blinking happening.
Official review as a timeout.
Could be, could be.
Cakes is going to find out and then let us know.
It was their last stoppage, so I could see them needing that one more break before the end of the game.
Yeah.
Not leaving anything for the swim back tonight.
Gonna leave it all out on the track. Right? Save a little for the after party.
So they are just using that as a timeout, as we suspected. Let's go Baja, the cheer in the house. So much support for these two teams. Top of the bracket here at Cactus Cup 2026 and showing their strength in this gold medal game.
Gail Satan tiene la estrella para Arizona y Hannibal para Baja. Allí en el chat todo el mundo diciendo que están muy orgullosos de ese equipo y por mucha razón que han jugado con fuerza y pasión. Y todos sabemos que vamos a seguir más arriba cada juego. Y es Satan. Casi ha salido, pero Black Diamond paró a Satan con la ayuda de Carly Quinn.
Incredible tripod at the back, handling Hannibal. Baja's jammer having so much trouble making it past that defensive formation. Sherman at the back, anchored by Mimi Mahler, just holding it down. Direction of gameplay is being called. Hannibal goes for defense for a second. Knocked out by Skatey Katie, able to make it out on a no earned pass, so Hannibal eligible to score now for Baja. Arizona comes in for some offense as Gail Skaten trying to put points up for Arizona. And it's going to be all four picked up by Gail Satan and the Arizona All-Stars. Under 2 minutes left to go, Bonita.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I can't even believe it. How can it be? How can it be? No puede ser. How has the weekend gone by so quickly?
I know, it's because it was so much fun.
That's true, man.
And,
time flies.
You know, a tournament that's easy and feels fast that's a good tournament, right?
Yeah.
So let me just tell you about penalties because they are stacking. Arizona has 44 right now. Baja with 42 team penalties. That's a lot.
I feel like that is a lot.
So Princess Leia has picked up lead for Arizona All-Stars, coming in for points right now, meeting up with the tripod at the top of the pack for Baja. Getting so much good offensive help. I think that's from number 24. I'm a blow Baja on Arizona. Doing good work out there. Pack is front, no pack, split pack it looks like. As Princess Leia back in for another scoring trip, able to complete it. 4 more points go up for the Arizona All-Stars as Sister Amas through on the initial trip for Baja.
Yeah, Sister está regresando para buscar los puntos, pero Princess Leia está en control del reloj y dice que ya vamos a parar. Y tiene pinta que eso era el último jam. Vamos a ver si algo cambia, pero con el tiempo bajando tan rápido no tiene pinta que hay tiempo para otro, pero vamos a ver. Looks like we are gonna run out of time.
Baja cannot stop the clock anymore in this game, so we are gonna run it down. Unofficial score, Arizona Roller Derby 207, Baja 71. What an incredible showing out there by these two teams. Can't wait to see them again in playoffs in May. Just gonna wait for that official final whistle.
Yeah, and we are having our beautiful trophies moved out, so con cuidado, careful everyone. Just as an awareness on how we're going to do our awards presentation.